You all know what time it is. It is Binsday. We are headed up to the Goodwill Outlet where they take clothes, throw them into a big conveyor, dump them into these big blue bins full of pre-owned clothing, and we're going to dig through them, as always, to see if we can find anything to buy very, very cheap and turn around and sell very, very high. You know the drill. Let's get moving. This is kind of a new thing where I think they're taking some of the heavier stuff out of the regular rotations and just pricing them accordingly. You can see some of the orange tags on there. I think those are price marked. I'm not exactly sure. And I thought I hit a home run right here with this vintage Vitantonio piece. This is a French sandwich chef. So right off the bat, I'm like, oh, this is great. $100, $120, $150. You can see the company was from Eastlake, Ohio. Unfortunately, first of all, this thing is heavy. It's going to be about 4 pounds. It's cost me $8. The comps are not that great on this sandwich maker. It's going to probably sell for around $30. So factoring all that in, I left that behind. But what you want to pay attention to is the pizzelle maker from that same brand. In fact, it looks just like that sandwich maker. At least it's shaped like that. Those are the ones that, or that's the item that can get you over $100 from that brand, even in pre-owned condition. So pay attention to those pizzelle makers. Unfortunately, that French sandwich press is not going to fly. So I'm going to move over to shoes here. And I quite honestly, we were moving a little bit slow today. I'm not sure why I picked these up. I don't really have success. I know it was Chaco. I have such little success selling these. And it's not that I don't sell them. I can't get a good price and they sell so slow for me. So these are women's size 7. I think these are the ZX2 Yampa models. Again, I'm not 100% sure. All it is cosmetic. I've already thrown them in the wash. They came out looking really nice. And, you know, if I have to sit on them, it's fine. But if I'm going to sit on them, I'm going to source them at the bins. I'm definitely not going to source them in store. Unless it's one of those obvious outliers, you know, brand new in the box, clear sales data that supports it selling for over $50. So like, there's always exceptions to the rule. But just as a general rule of thumb for me, they sell really slow and they sell for low dollar amount, even in the spring and even in the summer. So I'm going to just keep going through the picked over shoes. Usually if I can find 2 or 3 right off the bat before they bring out the new rotation, I start feeling pretty good about myself and what I'm going to end up listing when I get home. I don't recall if there was anything else in there, so it may have just been that one pair of sandals. No problem. I'll move over to the clothes, see if we can find something here. A couple of brands that I'm not necessarily familiar with that I didn't really take the time to look up. This looks like a Supreme knockoff of some sort. I grabbed these Ed Hardy dagger pants. Now, when you're looking at, it's kind of deceiving because if you look at the average sales price for Ed Hardy dagger jeans for the last 2 years, it's $60. But really, it's the ones that are like the more, I guess, flamboyant with the designs and the dragons on the backs. Like you can see, these ones are really plain, right? Outside of the inside of the pant, which had the classic kind of Ed Hardy art and designs. That pair of pants didn't have that on there, so I think I'm just going to price them at $40 and move on. And I'm going to grab these Bisswoman pants. These are vintage Jean Ewing, tan color or beige. I don't remember what size they were. This was kind of a surprise to me, but they're very, very light. And I think that I can probably list those for $30 safely and move. I don't know how long those will sell. So if you're asking me, you know, is this a BOLO that everybody should be looking for at every stage in their business? I can't really tell you on that last one because that will be new to me. And again, the Ed Hardy pants, I'm just taking a risk in hopes that somebody will pick those up simply because they're Ed Hardy pants, not necessarily because they're so flashy, because they were pretty plain. So I'm going to grab a couple of t-shirts here. Cowboy Bebop. This is Funimation Sunrise, size small. I like the design on the front. If this were vintage, we'd be talking $300-400. It's probably, I think I'm going to list mine for either $20 or $25, and we'll see how it goes. I don't think anyone is going to have the design that I have and the colorway that I have, just the normal black. So 25 on that. I think we're going to do 25 for this trippy red t-shirt as well. I like the design on this. The color was still very vibrant. It's I think it's a men's size large, unisex size large. We'll put 25 on that as well. So grab a couple of t-shirts. Those are always light at the bins. I'm always looking for again, even in the $15 to $30 range, they turn up often if you're just willing to dig and go that route. So I seem to have success with t-shirts in that price range here, and for, you know, I'm obviously picking them up for reasons I've discussed before. Maybe the sold comparables aren't as great, but I tend to have success there. It looked like a fur coat that I may have passed up there. Anyway, gonna grab another t-shirt here. Huck Performance Fishing, great brand for resale. It's hard to tell if this is beige or tan or gray. I think it might be gray. Was this an XL? It's either a large or an XL. Fishing season coming up, so again, another easy for me $25 bill. I sold a lot of Huck branded items last year. It was new to me as a brand last year. It's probably not new to a good number of people because that brand's been around and it's great for resale, so we'll pick that up here. Was this wolves among sheep? I love stuff like this. There's a lot of wolves among sheep until it's time to actually act. And then it's a different story. But anyway, we're going to pass up on that one, and lots of Old Navy, lots of Gap, as you are used to seeing at the bins, or at least at these locations that I source at. So I couldn't recognize the brand on this raincoat. Could have been cool because it's really light, but was there branding on it? Yeah, Grand Circle something or other. Let's leave that one behind. I really love the fact that I found a luxury brand here. So this is a really nice, I think this is just like a crocheted blouse, tunic style, something along those lines. Tory Burch, women's size 12. The color is magenta, right? So it's like teetering between like a pink and a purple. And all of the jewelry components, buttons and whatnot, look like they're intact. There's a little bit of dirt on the back, and this is 100% silk, so I'm gonna have to be very careful when I'm cleaning it, but it looks like the pattern is in really nice shape. I'll probably list it for $50. I do see some solds. There was like an $80 sold, and there was one new with tags that was like maybe around a $120, $130, $140. The comps will be on the screen. I'm gonna put mine at $50, and I'm gonna grab these LL Bean. These are fleece boot socks, really cool color, easy $20 I think for me, although I'm gonna have trouble sort of identifying the size. Actually, when we're done here at the bins, I'm gonna show you some pretty cool pickups that I got from one of the stores as a stop on my way from the bins to home, and LL Bean is going to be one of the pieces, a really cool piece that I'm kind of excited to get listed, and mid-range price-wise, but I was able to find some pretty unique items that I wasn't able to get on film. So we'll throw that in towards the end of this video as we continue to dig. These are the carts that have just recently come out, so some of these items are still pretty fresh, and then after this, we were able to get a shoe rotation, and I was able to find at least one good pair, and then one of them, it might not be a BOLO, so we'll take a look at those in just a second here. And MV Sport, nothing doing there. So here's the shoe rotation that has kind of already come out and been picked through. I was able to grab these Crocs. These are really nice. So this is a Brooklyn wedge, and they're black, and then I think they're calling the color of the midsole mushroom. They're women's size 7, yeah, but they're in nice condition. They cleaned up really easily and really well. I'm gonna list those for $45. That was a really great find, really great score here. These ones, not so much. This is a Nike. I like the Flyknit style, and we have spring and summer coming up, so they will sell, but I really, you know, at a size 9.5, I'm gonna have to list them at $25 and kind of move quickly on that. I don't suggest you pick that pair up, but the Crocs, go for it, and definitely these chinos from Polo Ralph Lauren. The style on this one is called the Geller Fatigues cargo pants. They're a size 36. They're a newer style, so still in really great condition. Easily probably $25 to $30. I'll probably list those for $30. That was a really nice vintage Henley from Ohio State. Just not my market. I'm not going to list that. There's probably somebody that does more of the vintage selling that was scooped that up pretty quickly, but not something that I can comfortably list on eBay and move in a quick enough amount of time. So we'll just keep checking out. This is a brand I've never heard of, Bonnie Jean, although that top or dress looked really nice. But it's going to be it for the bins here. Let's go home and take a look at some of these items I found at the store. I'm feeling a little bit on the brisk side today. It's kind of cooler. The sun trying to peek out a little bit, but yeah, it's still pretty chilly here. All right, let's take a look at some of this stuff in this bag. Thing is this LL Bean. This looks like a snap tee. Look how nice this is. Slightly fitted. This is a what is that? Men's regular, men's medium, sort of the southwestern pattern here. I thought this was really cool. We got a little bit of a mark here that I think I can get out in the wash, so that's not a big deal. But these are usually around $40. Maybe I'll mark mine up a little bit because of the unique pattern and colorway. I think it's pretty nice. So even in moving into March, I think I would pick this up year round. It's just a matter of time before it sells. Still pretty popular. That's that one. This little guy might not look like much, and I'm almost certain that I had either this or this something very similar to this when I was a kid. Sampling keyboard, Casio SK1. You'll be amazed when I put the comparables on the screen. I paid $8 for this. Look at the back here. It's missing the battery backing. I don't think that that is going to hurt me in this instance, so I'll pop some batteries in, make sure it works. I could also try to find a 7.5 volt plug if I've got one somewhere, but these little sampling keyboards are still in demand with music producers. So excellent comps on that. That was a fun one. Keep your eye out for that if you've never seen that before. Your basic bread and butter Nike Air Monarchs. These are probably $20 to $25 to $30. Carhartt shorts, again, maybe $20 on those. I like this DKNY bag here. I'm holding it up and I'm noticing, see these cracks right here? That's not good. I didn't notice that in store, but it is what it is. I was gonna list this for $50 just based on the research that I was doing, but now that there's damage, I might have to just kind of price it really low and hope to move it quickly. But anyway, that's some of the stuff I grabbed in store. 6 pounds for everything I sourced in that video, so I spent $12, and my total listed value for everything that you did see at the bins was $325. A pretty good haul. I'm super satisfied. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.